Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. So, guys, let me know once you guys are able to see my screen. So, are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, guys, let me first open. Right. So, in the previous session, we have covered everything on the day one, which is your on-premises infrastructure explanation, guys. Where I have been explained that, right, if you see this one, what is a on-premises infrastructure and how capital expenditure or your physical data center or the on-premises infrastructure is different from your cloud data center, right? And also that what exactly a monolithic architecture and what is a three-tier architecture, right? And in today's session, we are going to cover basically how we can create a AWS account, right? And what is cloud computing? In cloud computing, also there are multiple things which you need to understand. What all the types of cloud models are there? Like these things are there. So basically, this is going to be a theoretical session. I know because you need to understand few things, and this is going to help them who are new to AWS cloud. Okay. So let's start that how we can create a AWS account. Okay. So the first step is just open this browser, guys. Those who don't know how to create a AWS account, just mention sign up AWS. Just write it down like this. That's it. So you are going to get it like this. Amazon Web Services sign up for free today. Okay. And once you see this one, just click on this create a free account. Okay. So once you click on this one, create a free account, the same steps I have mentioned over here also, you can see that visit the AWS, sign up, go to sign up page, click on create AWS button, enter your account information, choose a strong password and all, right? And this is a free tier account, so you no need to worry. At least it is valid for 1 year as compared to any other cloud. Creating account or sign up in AWS is much more easier than any other cloud. Okay. So, anyways, fine. So here you need to provide the email ID. So how many of you have already created the AWS account? They can raise their hand. So I can see it's only okay. Anurag, Devi, Vishal. What about others? Pramod, very good. What about Yogesh? Santan, Sumit, Yogesh, have you created? Yogesh, you are on hold. I'm not sure. Okay. So fine, guys. You can yeah. So anyways, here let me show you. I think I have already account multiple with all these email ID. This requires a email ID. If you have already signed up with a email ID, that is not going. They are not going to allow that one. So let me try with a different email ID which I have. This also I think I have. uh, This is also I have. Let me see. Okay. And the account name is Abhishek Roshan. Okay, I'm going to mention it like this, right? So they will ask me. So you can see it's cannot include A, I, O, U or invalid character. So there is a gap or something like that. So instead of that one, I'm going to put the same thing. Okay, the same email ID. Let me see. So I should have received one mail in my email account. Let me check that one. This is Gmail. Let me open the mail.yahoo.com. Yeah. So this is 88 Roshan at the rate of yahoo.com. Not this one. Might be goes to spam also. So it will go to just check your spam mail also, guys. Because this mail will come from no hyphen reply because of that, because of the security and all. Yahoo don't allow and all. Okay, fine. So you can see here clearly this email is specified is already associated with an AWS account. It's telling already. So I cannot create with same account. Okay. And so I need to choose a different again. So I'm going back again. Let me create on. So this time I'm going to use a different email ID. Let me see because I don't know how many accounts I have created. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So this is good that this email ID is still valid for me. So this is good thing. So anyways, I'm going to have a two account. Okay. So this is the root password, guys. Same the account which I have. There is a root password which you need to the console password basically. Okay, which you need to set it over here. And remember, this should be in uppercase, lowercase, number, and non-alphanumeric. Okay. So I am going to do it. Oof. Okay. So this is the first step. Step one, as you see here, the same thing I am doing. The step one we have completed. The step two also we have entered the password and all. Right. Now the next step is we need to choose the account type and all. Right. Once you confirm your password. So just continue this one. Yeah. So here they are going to ask you your contact information. Same thing I have mentioned here. Choose the account type first, whether it's going to be you are going to use for. So as I said, if you want to create a free tier account, guys, then you need to choose a personal account. Okay. So that is important. Don't choose a professional and all, then they are going to charge you for that one. Obviously, you are not going to do. So you are going to use it for your academic purpose, or right, you need to mention it like that only. So you need to choose a personal over here for your own project, what you are going to create it over here. Who should be contact about this account? So obviously, it's going to be your name, your full name, Abhishek Roshan, and just choose the country code, India, right? And give your mobile number, right? So, okay, country region mention India, right? And address you need to mention over here. Though it's not a mandatory field, guys. City is Bengaluru, state is Karnataka. Okay. So once you do this one, just click on I have read and agree to the terms and condition, and just continue to the next step, guys. Now here this is important. Okay. So here the thing is that you need to provide your credit or debit card number, right? Whichever the number you have, right? You have to mention your expiration date. You have to mention your CVV and all, right? Fine. So your card holder details and all, right? And use my contact address for the billing. Use a new address, and if you have a PAN card, then you can mention your PAN card number over here, right? And then finally you can verify and continue. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to unshare my screen for some time. Uh, right? So this is very personal detail which I cannot reveal in front of you guys, right? So I'll do it. So I'll show you the next step directly. The step four, guys. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. right? Here, this is something, don't worry about this one. They are not going to deduct. So you can see, will not charge you for uses below AWS. It's written also, right? This is a secure verification which you have to do it. Okay. So they are mentioning also, you can see, we will not charge you for uses below AWS free tier limits. We may temporarily hold up to $1, $1 or an equivalent amount in the local currency as a pending transaction for 3 to 5 days to verify your identity. Okay. So that you need to do it. Okay. And these don't mention here save card. Remember, don't check this checkbox. Okay. So your card details will be get saved. Don't worry about that one, because this is just for creating this account. Once you create your account, guys, you have the option of a net banking also, because I am doing it already for my the other account which I am already doing back to back, right? So you no need to worry that they you have to save your card details. So it will be, earlier it was like that only, but I think as per the new policy and all, which is by the Indian government, okay, they cannot deduct a single money from your account. It should not be a auto debit. Remember, until unless if you choose the option of auto debit or a auto renewal, they cannot deduct your money. Okay, guys, you are understanding my point. So whenever you are giving the detail of your debit card or a credit card, please don't save your credit card or a debit card details. Fine. So I am going to do this step. I am stop sharing the screen, and you'll see in the step 4 directly. Okay. So guys, you can see clearly that I have done the step 3. So they have asked me to enter my OTP. So do not share your OTP with anyone. This is something which is important for you. So they are going to do a 2 rupees or something from the, they will deduct it. Okay. They will again refund it back to you. Okay. Only 2 rupees they are going to deduct. Let me enter the OTP first. Okay. You will get a message like, do not share this OTP, the OTP number and the transaction of INR 2 rupees at Amazon, AWS, right? E. Okay. Using your bank, your card details and all. Okay. Okay, so now you can see we have already performed the step 3, okay? And now it's asking me to confirm your identity, and that is what called your step 4, guys. So you can see the same thing I have mentioned, enter the contact details, payment information I have provided, and phone verification and all. There are some other details, and you need to go with the next step all and all, okay? So let's do it. So it's Abhishek Roshan. Primary purpose of the account registration, you need to mention this is going to be your. It's totally up to you, because this is a personal. So I would suggest you can mention anything, whether you are going to use it for personal use or a business operation or a research or a government. So it's better you should mention academic. Okay, and the ownership type you need to choose as an individual. Okay, and the document what you are going to provide over here. So I have provided my document as a PAN card. So you have to verify your PAN card detail and all. Okay. So I am going to provide the date of birth. I am going to stop sharing for some time, but I don't think so. This is fine. So you can see I have already performed the step 4, guys, right? And now how should we send you the verification code? So whether you want a text message or whether you want a voice call, so always select the text message. Select your country code over here, your mobile number, okay? And then finally the CAPTCHA, okay? Fine, and send SMS. So you'll receive a message, and that verification code you need to enter over here. Okay, and then continue. So you can see here, it's clearly mentioned, if you I have signed up, I have completed each and everything, and this is a basic plan, and what all things you are going to get in this basic plan, guys. basic support recommended for new users just getting started with AWS. Though it's a basic plan, there will be some minimal charges. That is what, until unless you have been using a free tier, they have clearly mentioned some $1 or something, right? So the money won't be more than that. But please make sure. I'll tell you when we'll be going to do all hands-on things and all. Then you guys will understand. So, right, 24 into 7 self service and all for account and billing issues only. Access to personal health dashboard and trusted advisor and all. Okay. So, these things you need to do. And then finally, see, if you want to go for a developer support, then you need to go with monthly $29. And if you want to go for a business where you have hosted a small application or a web app, okay, or anything. So for a business purpose, then you can go for a business support plan of $100 monthly. Fine. That is a subscription plan. It's not at all about for the VM or the for the volume. It's different, guys. Okay, correct. So it's only the subscription plan. So the resources which you are going to consume, it's different. So it depends upon hourly basis. That is a different. Okay, complete sign up. So now, congratulations. You can see here, right? So I should have taken all the screenshots. But anyways, it is fine, guys. So I'll take the screen will be like this only. Okay. So just go to your management console. And here you need to sign in to your management console. Just click on this sign in to your console. So you can see I have signed into my console, and this you can change it. It's not an problem. And because right, the same account what I have, okay, there are two email IDs with the same. There are two different email IDs. Okay, so it is syncing with me, but here the name is different. The other account what I have, it's a different. If you see the account ID over here, okay, let me share you the other account which I have. I think I'm in the same tab, so it's not going to allow me. Let me open a incognito mode. So I always use to sign in using root user email. Okay, so I no need to give my that 12 digit user account ID or something like that. Okay, so I'll be signing in with this one. So it's asking me to keep your account secure and all. So as of now, I'll make it. Okay, skip for now. So here you can see that one I have given my email ID fully, and here I have given as a Abhishek Roshan. So if you see this one, this account ID is different. Yes or no, guys? Yes or no? Correct? The account ID, this is a different
Yes,
account
sir.
ID. So why I have created two? Because I have to show you this also as an example. Okay, which suppose if you have a two AWS account, then how you are going to sync your VPC or your EC2 and all. Okay, so this is something. And if you see over here, right? So this account ID is different, right? Correct. So both are two different accounts completely. Okay, so like this, but see, it's showing me the recently visited information. Here also it is same, and here also it is same. Why? So this is what called syncing, because the name and the numbers, most of the things are same only, right? How it's taking these details and all, right? Correct. So somewhere your the details what you are providing, okay, they will use of those details also, means some cache and all. Okay, correct. So so each and everything will be validated in your AWS account. Correct. So fine, guys. So like this, you can create your account in AWS, right? So should we move ahead with the next topic? Okay, simple. So this is what call your availability zone and a reason, and there are 17 reasons. Don't tell in interview that you have only 17 reason. Reasons are more than that. If you go here, okay. So please don't mention those things and all. Okay, just go through that one and see how many reasons. These are grid out. Yes or no? There are 13 reasons that are not enabled for this account. Only 17 are enabled. Okay, so 17 and 13, how much it is? 30. How much it
Yes,
is?
sir.
30,
Okay.
right? And you can see here also SA East. Okay, you can see also in Mumbai that AP South. So the regions are basically in South. Okay, 1A. So your regions will be A, B, and C. Okay, so and it's basically in South only. Okay, in Asia Pacific, in Seoul. Okay, Singapore and all. So like this. So don't tell whatever you see in your personal account. That is for your practice. So you also need to explore that what is there in the business account, which we are going to manage in organization level, guys. Okay. So you can see also that support AWS services, cost, latency, security, compliance. There are so many things. Okay. So you have understand what do you mean by reasons? Reasons are nothing but guys, again I am telling you, this is basically a physical location in the world where we have multiple availability zones. Okay, so these availability zones are basically like for Mumbai region we have one A, one B, and one C, right? So that you should make sure your application, your database, your web layer is available 24 into 7, has a high availability, and there should not be any fault tolerance. Yeah. And it should be easily scalable. Okay, correct. And everything is tightly coupled with each other. That is what I am telling. So there should not be a downtime and all. Okay, so the same thing I have given over here, that AWS, you can see basically if you see that these reasons and availability shown, then you can understand with this one. Same thing is depicted with the help of diagram, that in Singapore, right, the West Indies, Central India, South India, right, you can see what all if you have see the yellow, sorry, the orange one is showing you that how many availability zones are also there. Okay, so if you see here that Mumbai is our physical data center, physical location, the physical location of the data center. So in West India we have one availability. So this is for Microsoft Azure, right? And this is for Amazon, right? So now Azure, my bad guys. So Azure is having these three, okay, data center. They have already these three data center, and Amazon is having only Mumbai region, okay. So they have only one data center or a physical data center which is available in Mumbai for AWS. Azure is doing good. That is what I said. They are expanding their market. Okay. So to reach out to the maximum clients. So in the next session, we are going to see rest of the topic, guys. So I'm ending up the session here only. Thank you for staying connected with me. Just take care of yourself, your loved one. Bye bye and Jai Hind.